Welcome to Fears and Frustrations, guys. So I had posted a YouTube short about doing an episode on cherry picking, but I kind of ended up deciding doing an episode on customer service. I felt like it might be a little bit needed more so than doing the cherry picking. So cherry picking will be in about a couple weeks because I'm going to be doing episode 1 of customer service. Gave you a little bit I just did today, and then I'm going to get over the week, I'm going to get feedback from the customers and show you how they feel and where they come from about it. So you guys, everybody that wants to be, oh, I drove off and, rude or whatever, now you can see how they feel since they're the ones that are paying for it. And we'll see. We'll go from there. After that, I'll be doing cherry picking, guys. Just had to push it off a week because sometimes things pop up. You got to be ready to pivot and change it up and go a little something more that might be needed more so than the cherry picking. We'll get back to that, though. Don't worry. Cherry picking's coming. I'll give you some tips for that. But right now, we're going to be doing customer service. Stay tuned, guys. Like and subscribe. Talk about waiting for passengers. Now this kind of goes with customer service, and a lot of you guys that drove or drive or are thinking about driving, maybe you've never worked in the service industry. Have you ever waited tables, bartended, worked for tips, like where you had to be nice to people to get tips? Because it seems like some of you haven't, and you got to think about it like this, because obviously you don't have this type of training, or maybe you never thought about it like this. But a lot of complaints that I used to get from passengers, and soon there's going to be a part 2 to this. I'm going to interview passengers and get their feedback about this to show you guys. Now, some people get confused with this. When you're waiting, when you go to pick up somebody, it gives them a timer, okay? Now, if you get there and you don't hear anything from the passenger, there's any type of communication whatsoever. Okay, when it times out, you can collect your fee, do it. See, people kind of get like, I'm against that, but I'm not. I understand that. My whole point is this. If you go to pick somebody up and they say, hey, I'll be out in a minute. So you wait for them. What's the big deal? I've had people that I picked up and they said, hey, I'll be out in a couple minutes. I can't clock out. They're at work. Now, they didn't expect me to be there that quick. Maybe because usually when you order a ride, maybe some of you guys have never actually even taken an Uber. I took Ubers before I started driving for Uber. It usually tells you, hey, 15 minutes, this and that. This is where the cars are. Well, maybe I just turned the app on and they ordered the ride. They're thinking 15 minutes. So they're trying to time it out, because when you get off work from a normal job, you can't leave until a certain time. You can't clock out. There's nothing you can do about that. But when you get done with your job, don't you want to go home? The last thing you want to do is wait around any longer to get home. Now, these people can't help they don't have a car. Maybe their car's in the shop. Maybe their car got in an accident or something. Their car got totaled. They don't have a car. Maybe they're saving up to get a car. You don't know what type of situation these people are in, why they're ordering an Uber. So you can't say, well, I'll go get a car. Well, some people are working towards that. So you can't hold that against them. They would tell me when I'd pull up, oh, thank you so much for waiting. And I'm like, does nobody else wait? They said, no, they'll just message me. Why did you order an Uber? See, that type of mentality is not the mentality you should have. Now, all the frustration and stuff that you have towards Uber, don't take it out on the passenger. Now, I'm not saying there's every instance, there's always an exception. There's always some type of situation. But most of the time I get these people, they took too long and I just waited till they walked to the car and I canceled the ride and took off. Well, do you not realize throughout that whole thing, like you're trying to make it out like you're cool or whatever, make people think, oh yeah, fuck that person or screw that person or whatever. But what you got to realize is you're the idiot there. because you wasted your gas and your time waiting for them just to drive off and to go pick up somebody else that might do the same thing to you again. So my whole point is this: wait for them. If there's communication, maybe they're getting out of work, they can't clock out, wait for them. You know how many tips I've gotten from people because of that? People are so grateful and thankful. Hey, I appreciate that. It's not that hard to wait. And even when it comes to a reservation. Now, I've waited forever for a reservation, and I've had people that wouldn't start the ride because they didn't want to pay the cancellation fee. Yes, I've had little instances where people do stuff. There's nothing you can do about it, but you can't take that frustration from those certain incidences out on everybody else. That's poor customer service. Now, the whole thing when I talk about all this, you got to understand, I don't do this full time anymore. I'm bitter just like you towards Uber. I gave Uber 6 months full time of my time, working 7 days a week, working all these hours, stressing this and that, trying to keep my thing above 85%, trying to keep a dime, just trying to all that stuff, trial and error, and I learned all that was just a waste of time. So what did I do? I got smart. Instead of complaining like everybody else and seeing that it's not going to change, I went and got a job. I took my time, went and got a job, and then I still drive for Uber. Now I just do it for extra money. I do it for content, and I do it for fun. I don't really care. I'm not stressed out. I just, like right now, I'll turn the Uber app on. It's Tuesday. It's slow. So I said, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm going home. All my bills are paid. I'm good. Tomorrow night, I'll turn it on and I'll go drive around. I don't really care. But I have that freedom because I got smart and I went and got another job. Now, there's a lot of you guys out there that have been driving forever, and I feel for some of you guys, and then some of you guys are just idiots, and whether you like it or not, I'm not going to hold it back just to try to make you watch my show or give me a like or something. I could care less because you make some of us look bad, and I don't really like that because I think you're just idiots, and that's on Uber's fault because Uber doesn't train anybody. And that's my biggest thing is any job I've ever had, you got trained by somebody else that's been doing it longer. Uber doesn't train you. So that's why I'm here trying to make these videos to give you guys strategies and advice from what I learned. Now, do I claim that I know everything? No. People try to say, oh, you're a rookie. No, I got like 2,200 rides in a year. I drove 2,000 miles a week. I'm not a rookie. Yeah, I haven't drove for 10 years since they started. Yeah, I haven't driven for 20,000 rides, but I've driven 2,200 rides. I got plenty of experience. Trust me, I've been doing it just as long as most anybody. It's not like I'm just started yesterday. So I can sit here and tell you guys some advice because I have over 1,000 5-star ratings. Half the people rated me 5 stars, the other half didn't rate me at all. So that got to go to show you that I know what I'm talking about when I go customer service. Now I even show you, if you don't believe me, now you can look at my cancellation rate, my acceptance rate. Yeah, because now I don't care. But look at that, 5 stars, all this. 21, almost 2,200 rides, but 2,000 because I had a bunch of delivery trips. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about. And you know what? I can still learn more though, and I'm open to learning more, and I'm trying to help you guys learn more. And if you take my advice, use it. And then maybe your area is different, maybe this or that. Take what I say, use it the best you see how, and there you go. That's all it is. Everybody can always learn something new. And if you think you can't, you think you know it all, you're wrong. Because I don't think I know it all, and I'm not going to claim to know it all. But I know enough to sit here and make a video and try to give you some advice because I have the experience. I've been through it all. I got the feedback from the passengers. So part 2, I'm going to have some feedback from the passengers. Stay tuned and I'm going to show you. I'll have it in a couple weeks. Next week, I'll probably have part 2 of cherry picking. Got off work, was going to do this. Uber slow. Well, you know what? I'm not stressing about it. I don't care. Everything's good. I ain't stressing no more, and I like it. I love it. And I advise you to try to find you a job, unless you're like those Uber black drivers, the guys that I interviewed, those guys are smart. You know why? Because they don't rely on Uber. That's what they told me. He told me the one thing, and that's what stuck with me, and that's why I'm doing this, is because he said, quit thinking Uber. And you know what? He was right, and I did. That's where I'm at now. Have a good one. Like and subscribe, or leave a comment if you don't.